What's up guys, welcome back to another video on Pure Panorama, and as you can see we are getting into the HX35 Turbo. We are slowly getting some progress done on that thing and starting to get it worked on so that we can rebuild it and put it on the truck. I know I said that we were gonna send it out and have some machine work done to it so that we could get bigger compressor wheel and turbine in it, but I'm having some issues with the HY35 currently on my 2001 24 valve Cummins, so I need to do something with this one right now just to get it rebuilt in its stock form, and we're gonna go ahead and put it on the truck just so we can get the HY35 off. Then we can rebuild that one, put the HY back on the truck, and at that point we can look to have the HX35 sent out, have the machine work done, get it all good to go. When we get it back, we can go ahead and put it back on the truck and set the HY35 off to the side as a spare or a backup for if we ever need to like rebuild the HX after later on down the road. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna be doing some little videos of the build process, the rebuild process, and what I'm trying to do to it as far as cleaning it up. As you can see right now, I am hitting it with a Dremel with a 120 grit flap wheel. I did use an 80 grit sanding wheel that attaches to my drill, and I use that to get those casting marks off of the compressor housing. So when these are made, they're cast aluminum pieces, and I want to get it as smoothed out as possible and just have it looking fresh. So I'm trying to take down any little cast marks or anything like that. All those little nicks, I guess you call it, in the actual casting of the compressor housing itself. All those little marks that hold dirt and grime and all that and then make it look horrible later on down the road. We're trying to smooth all that crap right out so that we can have it painted or powder coated, and that color, I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be yet, but it will be something that will flow with the actual theme of the truck. So that's what we're doing with the compressor housing right now. I'm trying to split my time between that and starting to get into rebuilding the actual main middle section of the turbo with the shaft in it. So we're going to be getting into that hopefully at some point over the weekend, so you can look for a video of me rebuilding the HX35W Turbo coming onto the channel soon. I hope you guys enjoy what you're seeing, and I hope you guys are not disappointed in me for not sending the turbo out to have it rebuilt and then put it on the truck, because I need to get it off, because this HY35 on the truck right now is just, it's whooped, it's tired, it's worn out, and I don't want to continue to run it and potentially cause more damage or harm to the truck. So I want to get it off right now. So I went ahead and I already got the rebuild kit. I ordered that from Diesel Auto Power and it came in Wednesday, so we got that inside with the rest of the turbo. So that's what I'm gonna do. That I'm gonna rebuild the HX for right now just to get it on the truck, so that the truck has a good turbo on it for the moment, and then we can get the HY rebuilt and then throw that back on there, and I won't be down without a truck while we have that off. And then we'll go ahead, like I said, and we'll get the HX work done and put it back on the truck once we receive it back from machine work and all that crap. But this will also, I think this is also a good idea, because it'll also give us the opportunity to compare how a HX35 in its stock form will handle 125 horsepower injectors, and then we can compare that after we get it back from the machine work and having it built into a bigger compressor wheel and turbine to how it handles it at that point in time. So I think the comparison will actually be a pretty cool thing to check out and do. So a little up close on the turb ski right here. There was cast marks right here. Actually, you can still kind of see a little bit right here where there was one, if you look close enough. So we got to finish getting that down and smoothed out. And there were a couple of marks down through here, which I've basically got all those sanded down, and we're just working on smoothing it now. Now the thing is when you're sanding this, obviously the aluminum is a little on the softer side and stuff, so you don't want to hold the sander, if you're using power sander, you don't want to hold that in one spot for too long, because then you'll end up with flat spots and you'll have a hell of a time trying to reshape and get your roundness back, and any of those little imperfections are going to show up like crazy if you paint or powder coat it, depending on what color you use. If you're just looking to sand it down and then polish it up and leave it, its original color like this, it wouldn't show up as much. But if you're gonna go ahead and put a color on it of some sort, then you want to try to keep it as smooth and keep the shape of the compressor housing as much as possible so that no imperfections show through the color. We do need to go through and do more of a cleaning process on this just to make sure that it is as clean as it can be. I do not have a sandblaster or any blast cabinet or anything like that to put it through, so we do need to come up with some other cleaning ideas and just really make sure that this thing is as clean as it possibly can be before we actually install it onto the truck. But I'm gonna just take it easy on the HY for right now, because I would like to at least get this thing cleaned up enough to the point where it just looks decent when it's on the truck for the little bit of time that it's gonna be on there. And then I need to figure out what I want to do, whether I want to paint or powder coat this thing. But I figured I would leave the word hole sit up there, so I got to come up with a good way of kind of sanding and cleaning up in between there. And if it seems to be like too much of a pain in the butt, I'll probably actually end up just taking that word completely right off of there. But I think for the most part I should be able to probably get in there a little bit, at least to smooth it out enough to where it doesn't stand out as much as it does. But like down here in these little grooves and stuff, we got to come up with some clever tactic to get that and smooth it all out. And I'm still trying to decide whether or not I actually want to take the time to take this all the way down and try to, I guess, carry the shape of this all the way down. But as you can see, under the hood of my truck is basically all stock, except I did rip out the stock airbox and we got the big honking air filter. That stock appearance is going to be changing here very, very soon. As you can see, we do have some gorgeous weather today. The temperatures are going to drop tomorrow. The snow is finally melting away for good, I do believe, and spring is coming and coming quickly. And I promised that once spring and summer got here that we were going to be getting into some things with the truck. And I have been I've been shopping around online, so let's just say that we are going to be changing the stock appearance of the truck. But just take a look at that stock HY35 on there. See how it has all those little just marks on it that hold all that dirt and grime and stuff? It looks okay, yeah, but it's just really dirty and everything. Now let's stick this up in here. Look at the difference in that already, just from what I've started to do with taking all that stuff down and just cleaning it up. The HY35 doesn't have as many cast marks as the HX did on it. There is one down there, as you can see, right to the left of where the air intake connects to it. But other than that, nothing really. Probably something down underneath, but we can't get the camera in there to show you that. And there is some little lettering up there by the word hole sit that you can see too. What does it say? BO2 right to the right of the word hole sit. But we are gonna probably do the same thing with the HY35 when we get it off.
That's what she said?
Just clean that compressor housing all up. Maybe not though, because there isn't cast markings on that like there was with the HX. So I may just clean that up to get the dirt and the grease and the grime off of it, and then leave it just like that. Rebuild it so that the inside is good on it, and then we have a good spare turbo kicking around in case we ever need to pull the HX off for repairs. Let's try to get a little idea of what that's gonna look like. It's gonna look good. I almost think, even though it doesn't match, I almost think it would be nice to just polish it up and have it nice and shiny underneath. Because let's face it, I mean, under the hood, the only person that's ever really going to see that is me or my friends, because this isn't a show truck. I'm not going to have it parked at shows with the hood popped and stuff so people can look underneath here. This thing is far from show worthy under the hood. There's plenty of oil and grease that needs to get cleaned off and oil leaks to get fixed. So this thing will never be parked at a car show or a truck show with the hood popped. So I almost am wondering if I should make the turbo just really stand out like this compared to everything else and make that the nice focal point of underneath the hood in the engine bay. But check it out, man, and you can see quite a size difference in the compressor housings. Look at the top view of that little HY35. Now look at the top view of the HX35. So the HX35 definitely is already a little bit bigger than the HY35s, and it will already increase in its stock form, increase the performance of my 2001 24 valve. So just think about how much it's going to increase it once we do get the machine work done. And what I'm thinking of doing when we have the machine work done is I'm thinking about having a 63mm compressor wheel and a 65mm turbine in the back. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think that would be a good fit for this truck and light those 125 horse injectors up pretty decent to still spool decently on the low end and get the truck moving? I'm curious as to what you guys think, so tell me in the comment section down below. Or do you think I should go with different numbers when we have that work done on the HX? So there you have it, a little update for you on the 2001 24 valve Cummins and what we're doing with the turbo. I have noticed some oil and stuff around the intercooler boots, and I think that it's time the HY comes off for a rebuild. And as long as I have the HX sitting here, we might as well get that thing freshened up and put it on the truck so that the truck isn't down and out when we have the HY off to rebuild it. So that's what I'm gonna do for right now, and then we'll get it sent out and we'll have the machine work done to make it a little bit more powerful and give us a little bit more airflow, and we'll have a good comparison between it and its stock form. And after we have 63, 65, I'm thinking wheels in it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Drop a like on this video for the HX finally getting some love and attention, and if you're excited to see it on the truck and what it can do with these 125 horse injectors in its stock form. Drop a like on the video too if you're also excited to see how the stock HX will compare to the HX that gets modified and machined out to bigger compressor and turbine wheels. And if you're stopping in for the first time, I highly recommend you subscribe. Just don't even think about it. Go click that button and come in, join the family. Leave your wealth of knowledge down in the comment section for us all to embrace and use on our own trucks. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.